President Biden and the Democratic National Committee are strategizing on how to combat not one, but two presidential opponents. The DNC is actually creating a communications team dedicated to countering RFK Jr. and other third-party candidates that could potentially take voters away from President Biden. This comes as RFK announced his VP running mate, Nicole Shanahan, just last week, which sparked a major boost in campaign fundraising. RFK's super PAC reporting it raised $2 million since last week's announcement. Joining me now is NewsNation contributor Kurt Bardella and political strategist and commentator Rina Shah. Always good to have both of you. Kurt, let me just start with you. Does the fact that the DNC is putting together communications teams, is that a sign that they see RFK as a serious threat?
Well, first, happy belated birthday.
Oh,
second,
thank you, Kurt.
Yes, it does. And it's not just that they're putting together a team, it's who's leading this team. The person that they've selected to lead this team is well-known Democratic operative Liz Smith. If you ever want a great read about political campaigns, the knife fighting of communications in campaigns and politics, read the book she put out a few years back called Any Given Tuesday. And it gives you that front row seat of what it's like when you're involved with people like Pete Buttigieg or former Governor Cuomo or people like Eliot Spitzer. It is fascinating. And the fact that someone with that level of experience, who's that versed in the knife fight dark arts of communications and comms and politics, that's the person coming after RFK Jr. and others. They should buckle up.
Yeah. Rina, President Trump has said that RFK Jr. is President Biden's opponent. He said over the weekend he loves that RFK is running. But is there also reason for Republicans to be concerned, too? Because polls have these frontrunners close in a hypothetical matchup. Trump and RFK share some of the same conservative viewpoints. Should Trump also be worried about this?
Well, conventional wisdom would lead us to believe that RFK really would only peel off Biden-type voters. But a lot of what the RFK Jr. has been saying is appealing to a demographic that Trump appeals to. And look, this is a reality here. We don't know how this thing is going to shake out because it's going to rely on peeling away electoral college votes from one candidate or another in the place that it matters. Do we know that place yet? Of course, we've identified the swing states. But do we really see how RFK Jr. is registering now that he has picked Nicole Shanahan, somebody who came out and said, I used to be a Democrat too, and I no longer am. This is threatening even more so than Jill Stein. And I'm sort of getting flashbacks to 2016 of Hillary Clinton's sophisticated operation that was supposed to go up against the groundswell of support that was there for Trump. I do believe it is growing for RFK Jr. We can laugh all we want, say he's a conspiracy theorist, his running mate is too, but she's got the big guns of money, and we don't know yet how the grassroots support is looking for this ticket.
Yeah, you bring up Jill Stein, Gary Johnson taking away millions of votes from Clinton and Trump before. Kurt, the other thing I was thinking this morning is, does this backfire on Democrats? I mean, taking this kind of aim at RFK in this kind of way now with super PACs, could that just make his platform even larger?
It's one of those catch-22s, right? If you don't do anything and he keeps kind of sailing unopposed with no real pushback or opposition and he keeps growing and getting bigger, well, then people are going to say, well, why the heck Democrats and Biden let them just have an open road? So I think that if you're going to go down, you might as well go down swinging, right? You might as well at least take your pound of flesh if you can get there. I think that they recognize, as Rina pointed out, that the biggest threat here is that he is putting together a campaign to try to peel votes away from Biden. And you also look at, again, his top fundraising has come from Trump donors. That should tell you something. People who support Donald Trump aren't cutting a check to Kennedy because they think that he's going to hurt Donald Trump. They think he's going to hurt Biden. Even Trump has gone out there on social media and said he's glad that RFK is running. So take them at their word. They think that this is a tactical advantage. They think that this is going to help them. And with one of the most famous names in all of politics and all of American history, I don't think that's something that you can just give a free pass to, that you've got to give some opposition, some pushback. Don't give him that open road.
Yeah, he's certainly carrying a legacy family name. And lastly, Rina, I mean, we just touched on this a little bit, but independent presidential candidate Ross Perot captured 19% of the national vote in 1992. And then in 2016, Jill Stein, Gary Johnson taking away millions of votes from Clinton and Trump. How does President Biden prevent a third-party upset from happening? Like, how effective do these kinds of super PACs have to be in order to be successful in their mission?
There's no recipe as yet. Again, this is a moment in which you have to say, what is the task right now? The task is to deny RFK Jr. the ability to get on more ballots. It looks like that possibility is wide open now that he has this very moneyed running mate. And so that is the next, really frontier of how you deny him the ability to be a threat on the ballot. Now, does that take money from the Biden camp and super PACs? Of course it does. But the messaging is everything. And this is what we have seen this cycle. And with the primaries, especially on the GOP side, having started so early, the messaging is going to change week to week. And I think the best thing the Democrats can do if they really want to slam dunk against RFK Jr. and what he represents to millions of Americans who are feeling apathetic, feeling like Washington is giving them, again, two bad major party choices, then talk in facts. Talk about the real threat that RFK Jr. is to the Republic, because he traffics in lies and he is dangerous to really essentially what I think is the future of the country when we're talking about our guiding documents and rules and norms in society. So this is not going to be easy. It's a multifaceted approach the Biden campaign has to take, and it's going to be far harder for them than the Trump campaign.
And as things change week to week, we will have both of you back week to week to break down everything as it changes in real time. Kurt Bardella, Rina Shah, always good to have you both. Thank you.
Have a great morning and have fun with John Hamm tomorrow.
Oh, I will. You don't have to tell me twice, Kurt. I'll see you right here. I know you'll be watching.